Hey, and good morning, good afternoon. Man, I had a little tech. Yup, guess what? I had a tech trial. Hey, but anyway, welcome to Glue Wednesday. What I'm having to do is use two computers because my printer didn't work. You know what? And don't misunderstand me. I like to let you know some of the challenges that I'm having because that may help you in case you're having challenges. You say, wait a minute, I thought he knew what he was doing. Sure, I do. But I could either pause and take forever, a lot more time to get the broadcast right so I can go on. But I'd rather let you see some of the challenges because we need to know that everyone's having challenges and sometimes tech challenges, they're pretty much across the board. So right now, what I'm doing though is let me just set the stage for a little bit. I'm looking down at a monitor normally where I would look straight in, but for some reason my camera decided not to work. Ooh, I just thought of something that might make it work, but I'm not going to worry about that. And then my printer didn't work, so I have my message loaded onto my other computer. So let's roll. Welcome. So you see me looking to the side. It's because I'm reading my monitor on my other computer. But today I'm going to continue what I call the Glue series, the G.L.U.E series. Wait a minute, I got too much glare on that glasses there. Let me just take that up a bit. All right. Okay. There we go. All right, a little bit better, a little bit better. Okay, cool. Oh, that's because I'm looking down at the screen. Okay, gotcha. Okay, but each letter in this new series, I'm going to focus on one of the four letters in my. Okay, let's get a boom. There we go. Hey, what's up, Joyce? All right, now I'm rolling. But I'm going to focus on one of the four letters in the word glue. For those of you, if it's your first time on the broadcast, glue comes from Glue Wednesday, and G.L.U.E is God's love undoes everything. Not that God's love takes things apart, but that it pulls things together. And it was created based on the fact that so many people say Wednesday, is hump day. And I say Wednesday is actually the glue. It's the day that keeps the week end and the week beginning together. So it even brings us into a prayerful mode of glue. God's love undoes everything. It'll take care of whatever has been torn apart in your life. You just have to believe. That's not asking a whole lot of you, is it? Okay. But what we've been doing is each message I ask people, I say, look, here's the message, the upcoming message, the letter of the message coming up. And if you'd like to be a co-author, you can, I should read this okay. But each message, will contain words beginning with the appropriate letter in glue, G-L-U-E. So there's a G, an L, a U, and an E message. And we already did the G and the L. So if this is your first time, what I do is I offer anyone who wants the opportunity to be one of my co-authors to put a word in the thread that begins with the next letter, and then I'll co-author you into the next message. So right now, the letter is U. So on Friday, people gave me letters beginning with the letter U, and they're going to get into this message today. And but our next message will be on Wednesday, and the letter will be E. So if there's a word that you want to be one of my co-authors and you want to get that word into the next message, put a word in the thread that begins with the letter E, which is and glue, G-L-U-E, God's love undoes everything. So everything will be our title on the Wednesday message. Okay. Meanwhile, here are the words that people gave me for Friday's from Friday's thread that I'm going to be getting into today. All right. Let's see, where are they? Oh man, I didn't create those. Okay, come back to that. Okay, but the words people gave me for the U are uplift, unanimous, unstoppable, unfortunately, and understanding. And hey, what's up, Tony? You know what? I've actually got time to create those because I want to do something, and I want y'all to really be feeling this. So I'm going to put the words in. I'm going to uplift, unanimous, unstoppable, unfortunately, spell it, unfortunately, and understanding. Okay. Boom. All right. These are the words that people put in the thread on Monday. So I'll get those words in our broadcast today. All right. And my message today is going to be, since the U in G.L.U.E, God's love undoes everything, is undoes. So my message today is going to be dun, 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 undoes or outdoes. Does God's love undo or does it outdo every challenge that you're going on in your life? Okay. And I'm going to start by highlighting one of my co-authors who volunteered the word uplift. And it turned into what I call them affirmations, but she did it as Ramona took uplift and turned it into an acronym. And so here's what Ramona turned uplift into. You'll see it scrolling across the bottom. Let me make it unscroll. Okay. Here's what she turned uplift into. Uniting people in love in the face of transcendence. Uniting people in love. So using love to unite people. And see, and I'm actually going to read what she wrote, okay? And I'm going to take a little poetic license and adjust some of her words, and I'll tell you where I did that. But here's what she wrote about uplift. She says, first of all, who uplifts you in your new normal? And that's one of my changes because I call it the now normal instead of the new normal. Okay, what's up, Vic? And so she says, uplift, UPLIFT, uniting people in love. In other words, using love in the face of transcendence has brought out the best in us during these past few months. The impact of this pandemic has forced us to seek out other ways to transcend and to live our daily lives differently. Being in quarantine, some people do not have the luxury of being with family and friends. It is essential to cherish the people in your life who take time to check on you, and you do the same for them. When we take time to uplift someone else, aren't we uplifting ourselves? I found 7 suggested ways to uplift a friend. And again, this is still Ramona, what she's, this is the inspiration she created. And so 7 ways to uplift a friend and yourself in crisis. 1, be 100% present. 2, invite them. Oh, I wanted to let y'all see what they are, didn't I? Okay, watch this now. Let me see. This is how I wanted y'all to see what they are. I'm going to list the 7 things. There we go. Okay, so you should have those 7 things on your screen now. All right, invite them to a healthy meal. 3, take them for a walk outside. 4, take them to a yoga or meditation class. 5. Okay, 5. What happened? Come back, go back. Okay, I'm back. All right. So where were we? We were on number 5, right? 5, ask them to point out some of the positive things that are happening to them. 6, invite them to join you in supporting a cause or helping someone else. And 7, compliment them. And then she wrote, have a great weekend. And I say to you, have a great week. And thank you for uplifting my life. So this is what oh, now I see what happened. Oh, good. Okay. I was misunderstanding my own. Oh, great. I see what I posted. Okay. But I think that, and this is the beauty, by the way, is see, she created her own inspirational message through mine. She came up with uplift. I went into another domain, but am I back, Vic? I think I'm back. I think I made it back. All right. You were into another domain. Did I make it back? That's really the key. Let me go look at my other one and see. Yep, I made it back. Error loading message. Is it back though? I think I'm back. Okay. Yep. Reacted to you. Dale says undoes. Okay. Am I back? Somebody let me know. Let me know. Let me hit myself a click and see. Okay. Let me see. Okay. I saw that. So that means I'm back. Great. Thank you all. I got your thumbs up. I appreciate you. Cool. All right. So let's go back to the message. But see, so that was the message that Ramona wrote. And I think it clearly speaks to our belief that God's love undoes the tragedy in our lives to shine a light on the transcendence. Then the transcendence is the existence or experience beyond the normal or physical level. Using it in a sentence, the possibility of spiritual transcendence in the modern world. So it's possible to transcend in the modern world. But isn't that part of what we're experiencing right now? Seeing ourselves as unstoppable. Okay, let me put our words up here again so that you can know the words to be looking for. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nope, that's not it. And there we go. Here we go. All right. Those are the words that you're looking for in today's message. So we're seeing ourselves as unstoppable, even through our complaining and our tears, we're still showing ourselves as unstoppable. See, people keep talking about when this is over. They keep talking about giving hugs, seeing people's smiles, how much, where they're going to go to service, or how they miss being served at restaurants. How much they appreciate different people now, and they'll appreciate their friendships even more. Conversations that express the unfortunate situation that we're in, yet usually end with some sort of commitment about the next chapter. So in other words, we're saying that we're going through, that this isn't going to be the end. And that becomes the key. So we're showing ourselves that we are unstoppable, even through our complaining and our tears. So what unfortunately, many of us don't hear ourselves expressing that resilience. We've become comfortable with complaining to the point where we end up letting someone else get credit for the solution. Say that one again. Many of us don't hear ourselves expressing resilience. We've become comfortable with complaining to the point where we end up letting someone else get credit for the solution. Wow. The solution will continue to be, and here's my belief, what are you doing and what are you going to do? See, that's the solution. What are you doing and what are you going to do? Right now, we're hearing a lot of talk about the need for understanding, sitting down to have conversations, sharing our experience. But what I think we're missing is, instead of talking, we should be listening to the fact that there are some things that just can't be explained, shared, or understood. There are some experiences that have to be accepted at face value with trust as the truth, and then resolved by simply knowing that you're not contributing to the pain. And that's not an easy thing to do. I hope you understand that. But what I've decided to do is repeat what I said in my June 1st broadcast. And I'm actually kind of glad that I'm going to be repeating it, because we learn through repetition. And maybe you heard the message and just kind of said, wow, that's interesting. Okay. But maybe hearing it again will help it resonate with you and see how it's something that you can actually use, or maybe even something that you're actually doing. Because a lot of times we don't even see that we're doing the right thing, and we get conscious and we get caught up in trying to come up with something different. But a lot of times we're already doing the right thing. So it really does become incumbent upon us to sometimes just trust ourselves and know that we are not contributing to the pain. So as we go on, here's what I'm trying to say to you. And I'm going back to my June 1st message, and maybe hearing again will resonate differently. And then maybe it'll become thing number 8 on the list of 7 things that you can do to help someone during a crisis. And then I think you will find that number 8 is another good way to uplift. But here's the message from June 1st. It said, one of the thoughts that went through my mind yesterday, because it was also a G.L.U.E Monday, so yesterday on Sunday, is that I pray that every Black person has a white friend who they know for a fact is not a part of the ism. Now, if you were with me on that message, I said that racism is not the problem. We have to take race out of racism, because race is not the problem. Racism is the problem, but race is not the problem. It's the ism. It's the ignorance. It's the stupidity. It's the madness. It's the mentality. It's the ism. So that's what I said. I pray that every one of my Black friends has a white friend who they know for a fact is not a part of the ism, the ignorance, the stupidity, the madness, and the mentality. And I want to give you the formula for knowing whether or not that's true, knowing whether or not you have friends that are not a part of the ism. And the formula is in Daniel, in the Bible, in the book of Daniel 3:15 through 18. And it reminds me of a sermon that I heard Pastor Otis Moss III of Trinity United Church of Christ give years ago. Here's the scripture. Nebuchadnezzar is talking to Daniel. We noticed the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Okay, but it's Daniel and his two friends who are in Babylon. I'm not going to try to be a biblical scholar. Let me go on and read the thing, but I need you to set up and understand. Nebuchadnezzar is the king, and he's going to throw them into the fire for not bending down to worship his God. Here's how it goes. This is Nebuchadnezzar. I will give you one more chance. If you bow down and worship the statue I have made, when you hear the sound of the musical instruments, all will be well. But if you refuse, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. What God will be able to rescue you from my power then? Well, Daniel said, or Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, your majesty can be sure that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue that you have set up. See, so that's what my formula is. And it's the focus on that, on line 18, scripture 18, where he says, but even if he doesn't, your majesty can be sure that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue that you have set up. See, and so what I'm saying that I believe I have white friends who are not a part of the ism, but even if they are, I know what kind of a friend I am. And see, that's to me is what's more important. I know what kind of a friend I am. And I know that I'm not a part of the ignorance, the stupidity, the madness, and that mentality. You see, I know what kind of friend I am, and that's what I can control and can guarantee and trust and believe in. I've got many white brothers, sisters, nephews, and nieces, and I know how I feel about them. And I believe how they feel about me. So I avoid sweeping the conversation as white people, black people, cops, women, men, young, old generation. I don't sweep anybody into those conversations because I think that everything is an individual situation and an individual case. So I know I have white friends who are not a part of the ism. Now, even with that, I admit I see color. You know, oh no, I don't see color. I didn't say that. I see color, but I more clearly see the people behind the color. And when someone asks me, for instance, about how many children I have, my first response is usually none, but many. And I have, because my maternal nieces and nephews, besides my maternal nieces and nephews, I have helped raise my brothers. I have helped raise every child that my mother babysat. I have helped raise friends' kids. I have volunteered. I have coached. I have mentored. I have many kids, none but many. And many of them are now my Facebook friends or just important parts of my life. In fact, the reason I wanted to tell you that is because one of my guys who I met and coached in high school, when he was in high school in 1990, he's now a youth pastor in Naperville in Chicago suburbs. And here's what he posted yesterday, right after the same time that he texted me to tell me that he loved me. But this is what he posted on his site. He posted, "I understand that I will never understand, but I see you, I hear you, I mourn with you. I stand with you, and I will fight with you. Nothing will ever come between us." See, so that's what I'm saying. I have white friends who I know are not a part of the Islam. He's just one example. But I want to shine why I'm using that, okay? Because then he texted me, as we texted back and forth, one of the things he put, he said, "It breaks my heart to live in a world like this, coach." Because he still calls me coach, and he's in his 30s. He said, "But it breaks my heart to live in a world like this, coach." And here's what I answered him on the text. Part of my text, I said, "Hey, Sip," last name is Cyprian. I call him Sip. "Hey, Sip, don't focus on the world. Focus on the Creator. There has never been total peace. Don't focus on the world. Focus on the Creator. There has never been total peace." And that brought him down. That helped him deal with this. And then, so therefore, let me carry on the message, because I want to say to my white friends, what I say to you, don't ask your black friends what you can do. We don't know. What we do know is what I was talking to one of my little sisters about, that you don't have to take the weight of the world's history on your shoulders, which is similar to what I was saying to Sip. My white friends, you don't have to take the weight of the world's history upon your shoulders. And then this is what I continue to write. We are each responsible for our peace, P-E-A-C-E, peace of real estate and mind. When we sincerely want to make a difference and be part of the solution, we have already contributed to the process. We must then release the full burden of seeing the result and being responsible for the outcome. I have twisted and turned with the message that I want to deliver on my platform. I have also not fully decided to wait until tomorrow to deliver it. I am in prayer for hearing God's ordering of my next step. Your message, and this is what I was writing to Sip, to my little white sister, your message has been part of his answer. As I sat down to write you, I felt better about what I must do to help. So thank you for posting the petition, because she had posted a petition. So that was the message that I delivered on June 1st, where I said, the world has never been at peace. Don't take the world's history on your shoulders, my white friends. And my black friends, don't, you got to have a white friend that is not a part of it. But even if they are, then what type of a friend are you? So that's why I want to share a poem with you called "From My Limited Scope." And this poem is going to be available in my reprinting of my book, which will be available online at the end of this week. It's called "Your Name Came to Mind." But the book, that's the old title. The revised title is going to be "I Found Out I'm Living, an Affirmation of Life." So this is called "From My Limited Scope." Shall I read the psychic knot line, or have my palm blue instead of red? Or would it be better if I do all I can to find out about myself based on what I hear from you? You're the man who understands menstrual cramps, the winner who says you've never lost, the woman who forgot to wear an athletic cup, the fresh out of college boss, the black who's never been white, the left that's never been right. You've always lived in the same place, never traveled or visited far, never flown or taken the train, and you never have driven a car. Whoa. Excuse me. Didn't marry, no kids, not a drink or drug have you taken. The son who's never been a daughter, yet you freely give your opinion with authority and act as if it's you who walked on water. Now, from where I sit, I cannot answer every question. In fact, there are times where I'll add to what is asked. For as similar as my experiences are, they're different. So understanding rather than answering becomes my task. We will never come to unanimous agreement about what to do in this or any situation. However, we can control how we conduct ourselves. If you really look back at the 7 things, and they're in the thread, the 7 things on the uplifting suggestions, what you won't find is one that says, ask them to explain. You won't find of the 7 suggestions of how to uplift a friend during a crisis, you won't find one of the 7 things being ask them to explain. All 7 ask you to give and share what you control. And what you control is who you are as a friend. So one of the things that I have is what I call my 5 fundamental F's. And you see them streaming across the bottom. My 5 fundamental F's are focus, faith, fun, friends, and freedom. And then also, if you look at friends, you'll see that friends stands for, bam, fun, real, interesting, easy, new, decent, and self. Now, these are just some characteristics of friendship that I have, and therefore I have the right to look for them in those that I call friend. Notice that the last letter stands for, the S stands for self. Are you your friend? See, I'm just using those characteristics to make the word friends. But whatever characteristics you have as you see yourself as a friend, then you have to choose to define yourself and as a friend. And then you have to ask yourself, am I using these characteristics? Because so is the person that you've elevated to the title of being your friend. So now you have to trust that if you've elevated them, that you've been elevated appropriately. See, so these are the 5 things that I say I have. I'm fun, I'm real, I'm interesting, I'm easy, I'm new, I'm decent, and I'm also my friend. I have the right to look for someone that has those characteristics and say, yo, you know what? We are friends. And if I know that I really am those things, I don't have to question their friendship. All I have to question, because all I can control, is whether or not I'm being that type of a friend based on the characteristics that I said you had to have to be my friend. Well, why would I make you have to have them if I don't really live them? So the reason that I can say, yeah, you have to have those to be my friend is because I use them. And I know that I'm that type of a friend to you. So I don't have to question it. So therefore, that's why I can creatively reshape the name of our broadcast by substituting. Oh, I did that. Okay. By substituting the name of, by substituting the U in G.L.U.E with an O. And then we get G.L.U E, God's love undoes everything, but then that'll move it to God's love outdoes everything. You see, we can creatively then pronounce it as Glow Monday. God's love outshines everything. Shine your light from within. It's the one that the world can't do without. Control your vocabulary rather than allowing your vocabulary to control you. Please continue to choose to remind yourself, as well as recognize that we are not in this world alone. And then also remember my mantra, and that is, life is about going from one puzzle to the next. You're either a small, medium, or large piece of every puzzle in all of your family, social, and business relationships. Yet, no matter what puzzle piece size you see yourself as, without you, the puzzle is incomplete. G.L.U.E Wednesday is coming up on Wednesday. So if you want to be a co-author in that, just go on and put words that begin with the letter E in the feed. Today was G.L.U.E Monday, and we turned it into Glow Monday to just remind you to shine and share who you are. If I was a little disjointed, I'm okay with that because sometimes in a tough time, we all get a little bit disjointed. So that's important for you. Forgive yourself for any bumps in the road because the road to success and the path to heaven and God is not a smooth one. It's a bumpy road. And I always say, I don't give the devil credit for anything that goes on in my life. You know how when people say, oh, the devil is busy. He's busy, but that's his damn business. Because my God is stronger than however busy he can get. That's something that I really believe. It's not just something that I say to sound popular on a broadcast. What are your characteristics of friendships so that you can say them and sound that way, not just on a broadcast, but when you show up in your life? Thank you for showing up on Glue Monday. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And again, if you like a copy of the poem, send me an email request to unclesporty@gmail.com. If you'd like to order the book, that will be available by the end of this week on my website at sportyking.com. You can go there now and take a look at some of the other products. So it won't be opening my website. It'll be added to my website. We got a lot of stuff going on, y'all. Pace yourself, breathe, and know that it's going to be okay. Thanks for joining in. Let me see if I need to do some shout outs who I haven't shout out. Good. Okay, Roger Carroll, I didn't see you when you came on. So it's good to see you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And you always give me a word and always make me go to the dictionary. Egregious. Actually, I know what that is, but I can't picture it right now. Zet, you're not late. Happy birthday. Today's my sister Zetine. You see her in there, Zetine. That's Zet. Today is her birthday. She turned 64. We don't hide our age in our family. And I'm still 64. I'll be 65 in August. So we'll be twins for 2 months. So it's called Irish twins is the term. She was born 10 months after me. And I grew up fighting that. I don't want to. She said, oh, we're the same age. I fought that. And then somewhere in my life, we laugh about it. And that is I embraced our twinship. So I'm happy that we're going to be twins for 2 months, because we're still sharing the blessing of being alive. So that's what it's all about. So go on and give Zed a happy birthday if you like. I appreciate you. And thank you, Roger Carroll. Thank you, Uncle Sporty. I had such a good time at Roger Carroll and her daughter Simone's Juneteenth party on Zoomteenth party on Saturday. And I hope y'all had a wonderful Juneteenth weekend. A lot of people are just learning about Juneteenth. So, don't think, oh, goodness, I didn't know about that. That's okay. Now you know about it. Go and learn something new, all right? But let's just remember that it's really about what we do as individuals that makes all the difference in the world. I'm going to always say to you, it's that personal power that's going to make a difference. And you've got the power. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to use it. So I was giving my shout outs. Who didn't I shout out? Okay, I got everybody so far. Hey, what's up, Deb Norwood? Oh, man, one of my laughter buddies. Okay, good. Fam, what's up, Dale? I saw you earlier and I didn't say anything, but I did see you. Okay, so I got y'all all in there. Thanks again. Y'all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Over and out. Ciao.